I'd like to invite Michelle Peticolas to the stage. Michelle Peticolas, what are you really communicating? What are you really communicating? Michelle Peticolas.
Thank you, Jean. What are you really communicating? And what do you really want to communicate? Today, I want to communicate to you something about speaking styles, something that you have never thought about, actually communication styles. I'm a little cold, and I'm not nervous, it's just cold. And I also have enough information to talk for 20 minutes. This is called the fire hose communication style. But I'm going to pull it back because what I want to do is really communicate with you this important point. The communication can be used for either bringing people together. The prefix of communication is the same prefix as community, commerce, commune, communion. So it does mean bring together. But it can also, and you know this, it can also be used for distancing. Imagine a very lovely woman in a bar getting attention, unwanted attention. Get your hands off of me. Distancing, right? But what you may not know is that certain experiences in childhood can create patterns that cause distancing when you really want to reach out to people. As a life transformation coach, I've run into two kinds of patterns. One is what I call the people pleaser. This is a child who grew up in a situation where there wasn't enough love in the family. They felt unwanted, unworthy, not good enough. Maybe they were even abandoned. And so their style often is the supportive style, asking questions, being friendly, comforting, so that people feel safe around them, so they don't get rejected. I had a client like this who was a people pleaser, and she was unable to tell her boss that she was working too hard and it was affecting her health. And she was afraid to leave her job because she was afraid that she would displease her mother. That's what people pleasing can do to you. And so you hide yourself in order to be pleasing. Now, the other style is what I call the controller. This poor child grew up in a situation where life was really, literally unsafe. There was maybe violence, physical abuse, sexual abuse, or literally an unsafe environment. I had another client who, at the age of 10, was going out in the middle of the night to pull her mother out of a bar in order to create the sense or the appearance of a together home. Her father had already long ago left. So what do you think they communicate in their relationships? The pleaser wants to be pleasing, but they may not really be saying what they need. And the controller wants to feel safe and oftentimes makes their spouse feel unworthy or not good enough. By the way, those two often attract each other. So where does this leave you? Do you recognize yourself in either of those patterns, either the controller or the pleaser? In both cases, you are not showing up as your true, authentic self. You use the various speaking styles as actually a mask to hide behind so that either you will not be rejected or you will not be killed. This was my pattern. Guess which pattern my pattern was? I am the pleaser. And so I started out as being very supportive, did that for 14 years, then moved into analytic because I'm a brainiac and I love to share my brilliance. And then I learned what they call the social style, which was vocal variety, body language, props, humor, storytelling. But you know what? It still wasn't landing. Something was missing. I didn't realize that I was using all those styles to hide. I had this epiphany at a speaker boot camp. I was giving my usual 7-minute speech. And the person who was evaluating me didn't quite understand the motivational aspect of feedback. I got really angry. I was shooting daggers out of my eyes. My face was getting red. And the teacher said, Michelle, are you all right? What's going on? I didn't want to tell her what was going on. I wanted to protect myself. But she kept on pushing. Michelle, you're okay. You can tell us what's going on. Suddenly I broke open and I burst into tears. And I said, I don't want to be judged. That was it. That was the pattern. That was the fear. And it broke me through because I didn't die, because I'm still here. And I realized that what was more important was not for me to protect myself, but to communicate with you. So if this has been a struggle for you, maybe you're a pleaser, maybe you're a controller, and you don't know how to get past that to really show up as your authentic self, I'd love to invite you to have a conversation with me. A complimentary 30-minute discovery session where we can find out what is the wound in your life that's holding you back and get you a breakthrough. All you need to do is go to meetwithdrmichelle.com. I'll put it in the chat, but it's Doctor with a DR and Michelle with 2 L's. And let's help you to be a better speaker, reach your clients, or a better communicator in home, or maybe even an international speech competition award-winning speaker. I want to leave you with this following thought. You will communicate with your people best when you are truly yourself. As one speaker likes to say, your people are waiting for you. What are you waiting for? Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.